We are opposed to Senate Bill 1895 very respectfully. We understand what Senator Garcia is trying to achieve here and understand the importance of parents' participation in their children's school activities. The bill does provide for 8 hours per month off for full-time employees and 4 hours off for part-time employees. For the part-time employees, a lot of times folks work part-time specifically to attend their kids' school activities. So smaller employers, I'm sure large employees, I don't know, I don't speak for them, but smaller employers will work with their employees to try and arrange for that time off, especially for the part-time workers. For the full-time employees, they do work with them to try and provide that flexibility, come in an hour early, leave an hour early, don't take your lunch, those types of arrangements as well. And they do provide them with vacation time, personal time, comp time, different varieties of way that they try and allow that time off. We did have some concerns about shift work. If you work in let's say a restaurant, and you have different shifts, maybe you have split shifts, how that would work and how you would cover those shifts as well if someone were to be able to take this time off. And with that, I'm happy to answer any questions.
Senator Watson.
How many members y'all have?
We have just over 24,000.
And how do you gain the information before you come and testify or take a position in opposition to a bill like what you just did?
We ballot our members on it. And so for this...
You've done a ballot on this specific bill?
What we ballot them on is employer-employee relationships and what they want the state's role to be in that.
But just in general?
Correct,
So,
yes.
for example, the talking about shift work and part-time, that's just you thinking you may have discovered a problem?
No, we actually have conference calls during our legislative session, and so the week before I'll talk to them about legislation and members.
With them, how many will be on? How many were on the phone call for this bill?
It varies.
How many were on the phone call for this bill?
I honestly don't know, but I'm happy to give you. I'm happy to try and find that out. I really don't know.
Well, part of the reason I ask is because the NFIB tends to be up here opposing a lot of legislation. Mm-hmm. And I know a lot of small business owners and in my community that are supportive of these kinds of things mm-hmm. and want to be in situations where parents can be involved in their schools. For that matter, other bills that I'm familiar that NFIB has been in opposition to. You rarely see NFIB coming down and being in favor of something. And as a result of that, I'm interested in who NFIB really is and whether you're speaking on behalf of all of your members or just the few who have developed the attitude that you're supposed to be here to be in opposition.
Sure, I understand.
Mr. Chairman, I have a question.
Yes, please.
You understand the bill that specifically says that the parent must give notice to the employer and must have document, something from the school that says your parent-teacher conference for your child who's not doing well in school is, April. I guess we're already at the last day of April, May 16th. So the employer would have time to review that and would have time to make arrangements. This is not a spur of the moment, I forgot I need to go to school today.
Yes, we certainly understand. We do. We understand the intent of the bill. Our members we've had this discussion about this particular issue. We've had this bill in other sessions as well.
Senator Van Putte.
Thank you, Senator Garcia.
I'm finished. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you being here. My question is that bills have been filed, I think, for the last, that I know of, 6 or 7 sessions about this very one. And in fact, I think 4 sessions ago I tried one that it would allow for 2 hours a calendar year to attend your child's ARD. That's a mandatory meeting because your child is in a special ed program with a individual education program with 2 hours. And the reason is I had a parent who was working as a banquet captain in one of the hotels. There was a horrible case against them. One of the rationale was that they never attended the IEP meetings and the ARD, which is required by the schools. They don't have those at night. They have them during the day because it's the counselor, the special ed director, the principal, and the teacher. Even though there was documentation, and even though the employee had asked off 6 weeks in advance reconfirmed it, was denied, and was told that if he did go, he would lose his job. He didn't go. He lost custody of his child because he could not attend. So his choices were lose my job and I don't have the ability to pay for child support, or I want to try to get my child back. And either way, he was done. What I'm asking you is that I understand that NFIB is opposed to Senator Garcia's bill. Is there any case in which any circumstance that your membership would be in favor of something that is required by the school, or to the fact that a person loses custody, a parent loses custody, or they are fined by the school for not attending, and their choices are lose your job or lose your kid? What sort of parameters would you be in favor of, or your organization would you be in favor of?
I'm certainly happy to take that back to them and have that discussion.
Is there any, is it 2 hours? Is it you just want to leave it to there? I can understand this is plays and stuff, but when it's, you can't even agree that when it's a mandatory meeting for your child's special ed.
I can only tell you that.
Can you take that back and see if there's a way that maybe we can move this forward at least a little bit?
I can tell you that the only legislation that I've been involved in with them is this particular one.
Well, let me tell you, NFIB has a long history of opposing things like this. And members, if we really want our parents involved in school, and particularly those things that are required, juvenile court, and I'm going to tell you, the majority of the employers will try. But when you have major corporations here, and I'm talking major corporations, that won't let their banquet worker go with a 6 weeks notice, then we have a real problem. And then we sit here and complain because parents aren't engaged in their children's school. And we say, where are the parents? And we think it's the parents' fault because they're lazy. They can't even get off work. So see if you can help us at least a little bit.
I'm certainly happy to take that back to them.
Thank you. I would appreciate it.
Yes, sir, of course. I want to make sure I'm clear. You just said that this is the only legislation you're involved in?
No.
You're involved in other legislation that would keep parents from being able to do some things with their children too, right?
No. What I was referencing, I think Senator Vanderputte was talking about a piece of legislation she had.
Oh, so this is the only anti-parent school legislation you're involved in.
Yes. Yes, Senator.
Because I know of at least one other piece of legislation that's anti-parent that you're, well, I know. I mean, you can almost expect it. But you're trying to kill other legislation in session right now, right?
I'm also trying to pass some.
Yeah, I bet. Okay.
Any questions? Is that it? All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.